Hello, beautiful people. So it's been slightly warmer this week, a little bit more spring-like, but also insanely windy in the UK. The wind is just completely out of control for the last, well, I don't know, so many months now. But anyway, so it kind of it doesn't feel as warm as it is right now, but I'm so ready for spring. But anyway, it sort of is spring, a bit of a not great spring. But I've worn some stuff this week that I was just so obsessed with. I was like, it's not, I don't think, no, nothing that I wore this week is actually new to me, but they all just smelt so good to me this week. And this one, the first one, my God, I was absolutely obsessed with how I smelt in this week. Now, I've only really worn this in cold weather before because it's honey, it's lavender and honey. This is Terra de Lumiere. By L'Occitane en Provence. And the thing is with this one, because it's honey, it's just so sweet in that very rich honey sweetness, you know, which I always find honey a little bit sweeter than sugar, kind of a different, I mean, I feel like really natural sugars sometimes do taste a bit sweeter, but honey I find very, very sweet, you know. So I've asked L'Occitane and they said that they kind of gave me a little winky face and said, keep an eye out in spring for this one coming back. But I keep checking and I haven't seen it. However, for some weird reason, I don't think that the L'Occitane UK website even has the special version of their cherry blossom perfume, which I think they have a different one pretty much every single year. And on Fragrantica, and people have smelt it, so it must be available. It's a strawberry and cherry blossom one, which I would love to get my nose on because it's getting really good reviews. People are really digging it. So I really want to smell that one, but it's not on the website. This one hasn't come back on the website. And the stuff that they've got listed up there as new is not very new. So I think they just haven't updated their website for ages. So yeah, if anyone's seen Terra de Lumiere back in the shops, please do let us know down below, because this is a really unique, singular, beautiful lavender honey perfume. It doesn't really smell like anything else that I've smelt before. It definitely doesn't smell like the things it's been compared to, one of which I wore this week. But it is so glorious, and I think actually this did work really well in slightly warmer weather, so I'm really looking forward. Maybe it's just because I feel the same about Kim Kardashian honey. I don't like wearing that one when it's a bit cooler, because I think the honey and the sort of almost caramelly notes that are in that one come out much nicer in the warmer weather. So last year I wore that quite a lot when it was summery, when it was actually almost hot weather, I'd describe it as. And that's when I found it was the nicest. So I wonder if I'm going to get the same with this, because I loved it even more than normal this time round. So the notes here are listed on Fragrantica as top notes of ambrette and pink pepper and bergamot, middle notes of honey and lavender, base notes of tonka bean, bitter almond, acacia and musk. Oh, it's just wonderful. It's got that kind of beautiful syrupy but polleny vibe that you get in quite a few L'Occitane perfumes. You certainly get it in Herbe, and you get it in the Melio one that I've got as well. Just lovely. And their honey note is really specific, the same way that I find their rose note really specific. This is I mean, do I get almond here? I guess there's a little bit of almond, but because it's bitter almond, I'm not sure that I'd be like, oh, that smells like almond. I really do think it's like ambrette, honey, lavender. There's a slight spice, and then you've got a slight bergamoty thing going on. But it's mainly, for me, lavender and honey, and mainly honey. It's just, I really, really hope that they bring this one back so you guys can get hold of it, because it's very expensive to buy. I was super lucky to get this partial bottle on eBay, because someone was just selling it like in a bundle with some other stuff that I also really wanted. So I was just like, yeah, I'm happily. I think it was like £50 or something for the full bundle? And I was like, yeah, that's perfect, because I'm getting quite a few perfumes I like. But yeah, it's Yeah, it's crazy expensive unless you get a miniature, but you can get the miniature super easy if you want to know what it smells like. And I really hope they bring it back. It will be a tragedy if they don't bring it back in this bottle, because I love this bottle. But the perfume itself is actually so good that if they do bring it back in one of their classic bottles, it's just like the straight up and down ones, it'd still be worth having. It's so good. All right. Speaking of something that's so good, I wanted to wear this on one of the days where I was just like, I just want to be fresh and clean. I think this might have been a weekend. Oh man, actually, maybe this was this Bank Holiday Monday? I think no, this might have been Easter Sunday. Oh, beautiful. So this is Born Lovely by Sarah Jessica Parker. I was super excited to see if you can actually see what it says there. Born Lovely. Oh yeah, if I pull it away from the wall, there you go, you can see it. So Born Lovely, I was really happy to see it on Shana J's channel recently. She was talking about it and I was like, I never see anyone else talk about this perfume and I absolutely love it. I've seen someone declutter it who didn't like it because they said they couldn't smell it. And actually when I sprayed this for my husband when we were doing our thing, and when he first sniffed the paper, he couldn't smell it either. And then in the dry down, he could smell it and he can smell it on me. So there's obviously something subtle about this perfume, or the notes in it are kind of invisible to some people, but I find this one really obvious and it's so pretty. And it's to me it's like a black what's it called, like a black currant and peony perfume, but it also feels almost aquatic. It's so kind of watery in a beautiful, cooling way. And it also smells a bit like fresh laundry to me because of the florals. I absolutely love this perfume. And if you want to save some money, although I mean I love this bottle as well. I think this bottle's really beautiful. It's my favourite from the I love the original Lovely bottle, but I love the grey colour of this glass. Like the original Lovely and this are my vibe in terms of a slightly coloured glass. I love that kind of thing. But the body spray of this is amazing. Like I'd say the body spray doesn't feel like it's any less strong than the actual perfume, and it's slightly less woody, so it's even more feminine. I find the body spray, it's just amazing. But anyway, so I've been going on about this one for years, and I just think it's a really, really good freshie. If you like things that people would describe as a gym scent, then this is amazing. And the notes are peony, cassis, mandarin, orange in the top. Middle notes are orange blossom, freesia and honeysuckle. Base notes cedar, patchouli and caramel. I don't really smell the base here, but I also don't normally like peony, and orange blossom I can really struggle with. So the caramel, I feel, is making this just a beautifully lightly sweet, if you see what I mean. It's not a vanillic sweetness, it's not like a super sugary sweetness, but there is just a nice balance between what I normally find to be quite sharp notes with the floral notes. There's definitely a bit of cedar. I don't really get much patchouli. You do get a slight woodiness, but I love how much honeysuckle as in SJP's perfumes. I feel like she really likes honeysuckle, and so do I. And she seems to like kind of wisteria. She likes a lot of the notes that I love. So pretty. I mean, it doesn't list having musk, but I think there's probably musk in this one. And let's be real, it's a lovely perfume, so I imagine there is some kind of musk in here. But it's such a good one. It's so good if you want to smell fresh, clean. And as I've said before, it's almost like wet laundry. It's that smell of freshly washed with a beautiful, really good detergent, and not a powder detergent, like a liquid detergent. When you first take your clothes out of the wash and they're still wet and they're kind of cold. That's what this reminds me of. Absolutely love it. Love it so much. Now, speaking of wisteria, this is lilac and wisteria in the main, with a big old dose of almond. Oh, so beautiful. Oh my goodness. Okay, so this is Matsu from, it's a Masaki, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, and I apologise. Matsu from Masaki Paris. Really cool bottle. Yeah, let me put it in that direction. It's really cool. So this is the perfume I got to replace my Drop de Issy, because Drop de Issy just had so much ambroxan in it that although I loved how it smelt, I couldn't wear it. It just turned a bit screechy and headache inducing on me. It's also unbelievably powerful. Like, it's such an amazing, strong perfume. For something where the notes are actually quite delicate, it's an amazingly strong perfume. And to be honest, so is this one. So this one's been around for longer. This one came out many years, I think, before Drop to Issy. But it's really hard. I don't know if they make it anymore. It's really hard to find, like, on the normal market. But I got mine on eBay. It was really easy to find on eBay in the UK. You can still get these on eBay in a couple of different sizes. I went for, this is 80ml. I think you can get a 40ml. I also managed to get a sample of this before I actually bought it, and that was on eBay as well. So I think you can find it. You just need to Google it. But this is very similar to Drop to Issy. It shares many of the same notes. It gives me exactly the same feel wearing it, but it doesn't give me a headache. So this is peach, pink pepper and rose in the top, and then it's got lilac, which I love, wisteria, which I love, star jasmine and orange blossom, which I think is what helps to give this like a nice soapy feel, like a bar soap feel. And then in the base you've got musk, almond and sandalwood. And it does just smell like the classiest lilac soap. Lilac and almond milk soap, that's what this smells like. It is so perfect for spring. I smelled like an absolute spring flower fairy wearing this. I wore it to work. I absolutely loved it. You don't really need to respray this one too much, but I did respray it quite a lot just because I love it so much and it's just so delicious. So yeah, it's just tasty. I reckon, realistically, I think, I mean, it already is. Can I even call it a skin scent? I don't think that's right. I'm pretty sure people could smell this on me. I was very aware I was wearing it. It's definitely not as strong as a Drop to Issy, which is an absolute monster in terms of longevity. That perfume lasted on me forever, and probably that's partly due to the ambroxan. Ambroxan always lasts on me for ages, and perfumes with ambroxan last on me for ages. But they might be kind of a bit more subtle than some of like the classic Beast Mode perfumes. This one, I reckon, easily 6 to 8 hours. Like, it's really good on my skin. Obviously, I can't speak for what it would be like on anyone else, but I love it. But if you can't find this one and you don't have a problem with ambroxan, a Drop to Issy is a beautiful, perfectly wonderful perfume in a stunning bottle. I'd really like to smell the flankers of that. I didn't smell the most recent one. I think I smelled the one before that, and it did feel like a more aquatic version of the original, but that one had ambroxan in as well. The newest version that they released didn't list ambroxan, but I don't know whether it still has ambroxan in. I'm not sure. But anyway, both very beautiful perfumes, absolutely ideal for spring weather. So this one, I did say I was wearing this in my last video because I wore this on the Saturday when I was recording that. It takes a lot for me to not just instantly spray this on myself. But I put this one on purely because I'd been wearing Donna Aqua and I wanted to continue that kind of lovely sweet pear. So I wore God is a Woman on Saturday and I ended up just wearing it all day. I just kept respraying it because it's so lush. So God is a Woman. It's quite a simple perfume, I'd say. And I have I'm sorry to bore everyone, but I have the body spray versions of the Ariana Grande perfumes that I'm interested in, which is basically 2 of them. Because they don't have the fixant or whatever it is that's in them that smells like tar. So I can wear the scents that I like without that aroma chemical that I really hate the smell of that's in all of her perfumes. Well, all of them from Cloud onwards, basically. So the only one I can't get in a body spray form that I want is REM, because I love REM. It smells I love lavender perfumes. That is like lavender. And I think it's got like this incredibly like beautiful like meringue note in it or something. It's so delicious, but yeah, way too much of that aroma chemical. And for some reason they don't seem to do it in a body spray, which is weird. Just reaching over to get my water. So the notes in this absolute lush perfume is pear and ambrette in the top. Middle notes of orris and Turkish rose, base notes of Madagascar vanilla and sandalwood. So obviously orris root is like irisy, and then I think, is orris root the actual iris butter? Might be. And then ambrette is this like fluffy, beautiful, gentle, like slightly ethereal musk. Like it's got this really soft, I can't think of anything other than fluffy to describe it as, but it's not as robust as like a normal musk, you know. but it still has a musky quality to it, and it's just so pretty. And it's got a really gentle, really lovely rose watery kind of rose in here. So I just really like this perfume. I think it's really tasty. I think it's lovely. I'll actually put that over this side. So what else have we got on my list? Oh, a couple of absolute beauts. Let's go for this one. Now, because this has quite a lot of heliotrope in it, and therefore I really have to be in the mood to wear it, because heliotrope is not always my favourite, it has to be said. So I'll read, oh, in fact, they've got notes on the front, and then they've got a little thing on the back, some blurb on the back. So I'll read you both of those, and I'll tell you what it says on Fragrance. But this is Black Sugar from Korres. This is a lovely, I mean, it's definitely something of a skin scent, this one. So it's really good. Just if you know you want to smell kind of sweet and nice, and you don't want to overwhelm anyone or yourself, I mean, I would probably wear this one to work, but I've worn it more for kind of personal stuff. So I had to go to and get some blood tests. Nothing to worry about. I was just having some random blood tests for something. So I went to get some blood tests, and I thought, right, I'm going to be really up in someone's face because they're going to have to be taking my bloods from my arm. So I wanted to wear something soft, something wasn't going to bother anyone, but I obviously still wanted to smell nice because I was out and about in the world. And then I went to have my blood test, and I went to a nice little cafe, you know, had a little muffin and a little coffee. So, and this was just perfect on that particular morning. And then I just wore it for the rest of the day because it's so pretty. It's like a caramel without the cream, if that makes sense. So it's like Black Sugar is exactly right. And the picture that they had on the box for this is exactly right. So what it says here is top notes of oriental lily, caramel and heliotrope, heart notes of rose, black sugar, Brazilian rosewood, heart notes of amber, vanilla bean and tonka bean. So let me just see. I'm just going to put that there for now. And then I think it says, yeah, it's exactly the same on Fragrance. So let's see what it actually says on the back, because I just saw the word violet, which is interesting. So it says, a darker, opulent journey through the candy flavour pleasures of yesteryear, alluring, striking power of black sugar, an emotional experience, orient, sweet, addictive, an Eastern take on the eternal symbol of innocence, majestic flower that has held a role in mythology. Greeks believed that the lily sprouted from the milk of the queen of the gods. An early sign of spring, arriving even before the first leaves appeared on trees. The delicate flower of violet, with its woody floral scent, is as close as nature can get to the art of elegant flirtation. Associated with eternal romance, also the symbol of ancient Greece. Interesting. I could totally see that there's some violet in here as well. It has got a very powdery, slightly purpley, florally smell from that heliotrope. So it's not a gourmand in that you can't smell that there's any florals in this, but the general scent that you get on your skin is the smell of melted sugar. So like melted brown sugar. Oh, it's really pretty. It's definitely worth getting if you're interested in it. I got this one from Latino, and I got it in their special sale, and I think it cost about £16. But I think you can get these new for about 25. How much is this here? 50ml. Totally worth it. Absolutely lovely. I just resprayed it whenever I fancied it. I asked my husband to smell me, and he took a sniff of my neck, and I said, what do you think this smells like? And he said, it's slightly chocolatey. And I said to him, is it more of a caramel? And he was like, oh yeah, I see what you mean. So he got a kind of caramelly chocolatey vibe from this. And to me, it just definitely smells like more like a hard caramel, you know, or like a spun sugar caramel. Really gorgeous. All right, enough about that one. Let's talk about the next one. So we have got, and this honestly would be such a perfect office scent, a perfect signature scent. I've really enjoyed wearing this one. Every time I don't wear this all the time. I have the extreme version as well. But whenever I wear it, I'm always thinking to myself, I need to make a video of like perfect signature scents or office scents, you know. Because it's not so strong that it would bother people, but I am aware I'm wearing it. And it's very pretty. It's not too challenging. This is Hugo Woman. So this is Hugo Woman Eau de Parfum. The old version of Hugo Woman was just called Hugo Woman. They've tried to differentiate that this more modern version is called Hugo Woman Eau de Parfum. It's really confusing with Hugo Boss, because then they've also got one called Boss Woman and this one's Hugo Woman. I'm just like, oh, what's going on? So the notes in this are listed as bosenberry, Italian mandarin and grass. Middle notes are plum, black tea, jasmine and iris, and the base notes are sandalwood, amber and cedar. So I do get a bit of the sense of a black tea here, like a syrupy black tea with a very beautiful syrupy bosenberry. So I think of this one as like a tangy floral. I definitely get jasmine in here, but because it's got the tea as well, for some reason I can deal with jasmine if there's also tea most of the time. Like, it tends not to bother me as much because it does make me think of actual jasmine tea, which is something that is like my favourite tea to drink. So it feels warm, but it feels fruity. It feels floral. It's super pretty. It's relatively grown up. It's just really easy to wear. There's definitely a sandalwood going on. And I also do think it feels to me like there's a tiny bit of vanilla in the base here. They don't list it, but the longer it's been on my skin, the more I get this very slight vanillic sweetness. Nothing strong. It's just super easy to wear. Really, really pretty. I get a bit of the plum, for sure. I mean, yeah, definitely a bit of sandalwood. It's really nice. And the extreme version, it's not quite as warm and sweet as this. In a kind of perfumey sweet way. It has way amped up bosenberry, so it's even more fruity. So it's still sweet, but it's sweet in a kind of tangy way, you know, even more so than this one. And I don't know that it kind of also smells a little bit like Touch of Pink, but more grown up and much nicer. A Touch of Pink by Lacoste is a classic scent. The extreme version of this smells even more like that one, but the general profile is very similar. And it also, in a weird way, reminds me a tiny bit of Stella Pop. It also smells ever so slightly salty to me, which I'm not sure. I don't know where I'm getting that from. Maybe just a hint of something a bit salty, as if there's just a slight spritz of sea breeze. Anyway, I just really like it. I think it's really pretty, and every time I wear it, I really enjoy it. So that's a beautiful one. All right, what have we got next? We've got another beautiful tea that I think also probably has jasmine in it. Oh, it says wildflowers, but nah, there's jasmine in this. All right, I'm going to spray it out. Ooh, that is a good sprayer. This is the one I actually wore on Easter Monday because my husband and I were just hanging out. So I think possibly his favourite from my whole collection is Jennifer Lopez Still. But that's like a real beast perfume, and it's one that I don't necessarily always use around the house because it's so good to wear outside. Like, it's just such good value. But this is Florever by Agatha Ruiz de la Prada. It's in this very kitsch bottle. So this particular one is really close in the way that it feels to Still. But it's not as tart, it's not as strong, it's softer, it's less kind of spiky, because there's that green apple in Still. Sometimes that comes through quite strongly. This one is a very gentle, soft sister of that smell to me. Really beautiful. I love the colour of this bottle. As you can see, it matches my stuff. See if I can get it on an angle so you can actually see how cute it is. So Florever is yuzu and tea in the top, and then in the middle it's wildflowers, magnolia, ginger and pink pepper. Then it's musk, cedar, hinoki wood and amber. The hinoki wood in here is really beautiful. I get a bit of ginger. I definitely get wildflowers, and I'm pretty sure there's some kind of jasmine in there, because again it has that jasmine tea smell, and then it has the fruitiness from yuzu rather than apple here. It's not quite as creamy because it doesn't have that rice note that Still has, but it's lovely. I love this perfume. I'm always really happy to wear it. Another one I wore all day, just kept respraying because it's so pretty. It doesn't last anywhere near as long as Still, but it definitely lasted longer than I remembered it lasting, particularly on my clothes. I could smell this on my clothes all day. So pretty, really, really nice. Yes, absolutely delicious. So this is the one that gets compared to Terra de Lumiere because apparently anything with lavender in it smells like Mon Guerlain, but it doesn't. No, this doesn't. This just does not smell like Terra de Lumiere, and Terra de Lumiere does not smell like this. But I was in the mood because I'm just living through a time where I'm obsessed with anything that's got lavender in it. So yeah, I just wore this. I won't talk about it too much because everyone knows about this. It's lavender and bergamot in the top, middle notes iris, jasmine, sambac and rose, base notes Tahitian vanilla, coumarin, Australian sandalwood, licorice, benzoin and patchouli. Someone said to me that I just did my little video actually on Wednesday. I put it up. I made it ages ago. I made it before I had this one and before I had the intense one, and I've only just put it up. But my husband bought me this for Christmas because I requested it, and I love it. It's delicious. However, I would always advise that if you're going to buy the real thing and you're actually going to spend your own money on it, the intense version is by far the better value perfume because it's the same price, but it is stronger, lasts so much longer. It's just a bit more vanillic. So the only reason I'd say to go for this one instead is if you don't really like vanilla so much, because this is equally vanilla and tonka to my nose. So it's not quite as vanillic, but it also doesn't last particularly long. But because this one's not as strong as the little intense that I bought for myself, I could just happily wear it in warmer weather. It's delicious. And someone on my video said the Mon Guerlain smells like some kind of cleaning product. Did she say Lemon Pledge? It might be Lemon Pledge. And I totally understand that, not because I get that from this one, but if you watched my video where I was talking about some of the flankers, a lot of those flankers have so much of the Guerlain Jasmine Sambac in that they all smell like cleaning products to me, especially when there's any kind of citrus. So I just don't like the jasmine in those perfumes, and if it's too strong, I can't get on with it. But luckily, for me, the main thing I get here is the licoricey notes and the tonka and vanilla and the lavender. Like, those are the main things that I get in this perfume. So the jasmine is just kind of masked for me by the licorice and the benzoin and like those warmer, yummy sweet notes. Thank goodness. But yeah, in some of the other ones, that jasmine is out of control and they do smell like cleaning products on me, or like antiseptic, like just not good. But I love this. I love it. But yeah, again, I will enjoy using this one because it was a beautiful gift. And then if I run out of it, I'm probably just going to get a massive bottle of Seductive Noir, because it smells so similar. It's just so tasty. And yeah, I'm just sort of on a mission to just have all the lavender perfumes in the world, because there's never a time when I don't like wearing my lavender perfumes. And I was thinking I'll make a video with my lavender perfumes in, and some of the little samples that I've got as well that I can talk about, because what I realised when I started thinking about it, I've got loads of perfumes that have like a noticeable lavender note in. Obviously, there's a fair few Lush perfumes that have quite a lot of lavender in, and then I've got Covet by Sarah Jessica Parker. That's got lavender in it. There's quite a few lavender perfumes in my collection, so I will get on that as soon as I get a chance, because I think you either love it or you hate it, right? But I love lavender and perfumes. Yeah, so that's it from me this week. That's everything. I didn't actually go and do any proper sampling, but my little order of the Yardley perfumes that I mentioned I'd ordered, they arrived, so I'll be able to talk about those soon. Anyway, let me know what you've been wearing. Let me know, oh my goodness, if any of you have smelt the new L'Occitane Cherry Blossom, the one with the strawberry in, please do let me know what it smells like. And if you've seen it in the shops, let me know, because I'll try and, whenever I get a chance, I'll try to go to one of the actual stores and check it out, because oh my god, I'm just really excited about that. I feel like that might be a really nice combination. And I've got a couple of their cherry blossoms. One I'm giving, the original I'm giving to my sister, because I prefer the special one that they did a few years ago that I got on the Christmas sale, because it just smells like the most beautiful posh soap. Oh, I love that one. But I really want to smell the new one, so let me know. Let me know what you've been wearing. Let me know if you have any of these. And I hope you have a beautiful week. If you watch me regularly and you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing, because it makes a massive difference to me. Come back for whatever madness I've got coming up on Wednesday. I think it might be the last of my musk videos. I think it might be fruity musks, guys. Oh my goodness, I love a fruity musk, so I hope you'll enjoy that one. fruity musk. So I will see you next weekend. Bye, guys.